All right, we are here with the third episode of Star Trek House of Torg, or if you're keeping track, this would actually be what our... Is it our fourth play session? No, our fifth play session, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, actually it's...
I thought it was 4, but I can't count.
No, because we... So
I can count to like 2, that's about it.
So this is fourth, yeah, fourth. So episode 1 was only 1 session, because it was very short. Episode 2 was 2 sessions, so that was play sessions 2 and 3, and this is, this is our 4th session. And we're starting episode 4, which I have called The Song Forest. And there you go. So let's start introducing everyone, starting with Captain Borath.
Borath Hod, the captain of this vessel. That's it.
And how might people know you otherwise?
People might know me as being the captain of this vessel, and that's it.
Yeah?
Because I am in character.
Oh, and
But the guy voicing me,
Yeah.
that dude, is seen on Kendrick Bent with Dapper Dino, and he also plays music in a band. Like, he holds a guitar and plays with his sunglasses on sometimes. That's all.
Nice.
That's it.
Okay, what's the name of that band?
You can see it. That band is named Cooper Magnus, I think.
Okay, so go to coopermagnus.com. That will definitely work.
Don't do that. Go to coppermagma.com.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a rule where you have to, if you say a website, you have to register it if it's not registered.
I don't know.
The YouTube, because of all 6 people watching, yeah, they're going to be like, oh, bro, you gotta...
I will say, I was watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia the other day, and they mentioned dicktowel.com, and I was happy to find out that website is still in fact up and it has been for over 10 years now, and you can still buy the dick towel for $20 if you want to. So.
Count me in.
Well,
I will take that under consideration.
All right.
Do they send them over subspace?
I don't know, but
Let's just not worry about it.
Let's go to Commander Lorg.
Greetings, I am Commander Lorg. I am very much agitated because my bottle of Ozja just exploded in my hands.
Oh no!
Really annoying.
That does suck.
It not literally exploded, but it did. It does what root beer does.
Oh.
When you shake it up.
Oh.
Really annoying.
Okay.
Hands are sticky.
Gross. All right, and who are you? You know, actually.
I am T Lane. You can find me in various places on the internet. Most recently on Speed of Sound of Gravity's channel, doing a jank-ass meme review with Dapper Dino, Gutsick Gibbon, Just Walking Fish, Brainbug, and the aforementioned Speed of Sound of Gravity.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So, and then let's go to Lieutenant Commander Kruge, who is actually today not playing Lieutenant Commander Kruge. So why don't you explain who you are and why you're not playing Lieutenant Commander Kruge?
Lieutenant Commander Kruge had a rough time last episode. Fatally injured twice.
Yeah.
And was miraculously saved thanks to the efforts of, was it Dakota or Corporal? Somebody dragged me back to the ship. It may have even been...
That was me.
Lane.
Yeah, it was Dakota. So it was Lieutenant Mogath.
So I will be playing today, because I think Kruge is still recovering. I will be playing Ensign Gensen, the delightfully cheerful female Gorn.
Okay.
Gonna have a
awesome. Oh yeah.
I'm also Duke Ellington, the former jazz musician, dead.
That's where I know you from. You're dead.
All right, so let's go then to Lieutenant Mogath, who did in fact save Lieutenant Commander Kruge's life after he foolishly stepped in front of a Romulan disruptor twice.
Hi, I'm playing Lieutenant Mogath, ship's engineer, and I personally am Deadly Dakota Raptor, better known as Dakota, and I don't really have too much of a footprint on the internet.
You're a moderator in r/debate evolution.
Yeah, Reddit doesn't count, but yeah, you see me chatting on Reddit sometimes.
let's see. And then last but certainly not least, let's get crewman Echel, our ship's chef, as well as one of our field medics, and actually one of our bruisers too. She's pretty tough.
That would be me. Masculine as I sound, but it is way past 2020, so nobody cares. And
nobody cared back in 1980 when you were playing D&D, dude.
Also true.
Role playing has always been one of those accepting areas.
I'm also Corporal Anon. I'm part of this group of science nerds. Really, all there is to know about me.
You're our geology guy, or one of our geology guys, at least.
That too.
You're one of my go-tos for like, hey, am I not understanding this? Am I just dumb? And then, luckily, you were usually like, no, you got that right the first time. It's the creationists who are dumb. Like, all right.
Who would have thought?
I know, right? What a surprise. So
Who would have thought?
let's see. Let us start with a the captain's log. So take it away, Captain.
Commander Captain. All right.
Just the lasting brain damage from getting
I know.
blank.
Like I had a bit of a
blank
concussion.
disruptor pistol.
All right. Captain's log start at 53432.2. Lieutenant Commander Kruge almost entered Sutovokor. Instead, he won his battle against all odds. A true warrior, Kruge has more than earned my admiration and respect. But I am beginning to wonder if he has been the sole recipient of the Oracle's blessing. He seems to have the mythological ability known as the Vulcan's Blessing. It is believed that those who have the Vulcan Blessing cannot die young, nor can they live a life without prosperity. They must live long and prosper. In addition, I took a severe blow during battle and lost consciousness. Commander Lorg took charge and made several crucial decisions, all of which were correct. He will likely be taking command of his own vessel before too long. He will be receiving commendation soon enough. Meanwhile, beyond the distant edge of Federation space, we've discovered a derelict vessel, a forested geodesic dome over 1,000 years old and foreign to this galaxy. Our instruments measure no intelligent life readings, and yet the vessel contains a breathable atmosphere. All hails and friendship messages have gone unanswered. Who built this craft, and what became of its crew? I intend to find out.
All right. So let's start out. You guys are in the sort of the briefing room off to the side of the bridge, and so I'll set the stage a little bit. It has been about a month or so since you guys have been out trying to explore in the Shackleton Expanse, and during that time in uncharted space, you haven't discovered even one single habitable world, not one new life form. It's been really boring. And this is the first thing that has happened since you guys got out there that has been more interesting than an asteroid survey. So you guys are all seated around a little conference table, and you are all reviewing the initial sensor scans of the alien vessel. The craft is organic in nature, and it's about 10 kilometers in diameter. And it possesses no known weapon systems. There are no docking ports or hatches. And an ancient ruin lies at the heart of this dome, which is completely coated in forest. Analysis of the hull indicates that the vessel is over 1,000 years old, and its trajectory indicates it came from outside the Milky Way. So on the wall viewer,
This is what Terrans would call Tyranids.
So yeah, it's up on the wall display. You can see the ship, and yeah. So let's see. The forest you can actually see through the geodesic dome. There's silver-barked trees with gold leaves, and solar sails are attached to the support frame underneath the dome, swept back like the wings of a majestic bird. The frame tapers into a massive root system. Increased magnifications show that the forest is sick. Curiously, there is a ring of healthy trees at the heart of the forest within the ruins. So if you guys want, the science officer or actually, since the science officer is not the active character, whoever has the best either reason science or sensor science, reason science, can take a little check to see what they discover. Actually, I gotta reset our momentum, don't I? You guys are down to 1. Alright, so, and this will be assisted by the ship sensors, which means the difficulty is reduced by 1, so it's actually difficulty 1. And you can have one character roll it, and then have, what is it, Lieutenant Clang can be in there, and he can help. And then the ship will also be able to help. So
Ready to assist.
I think that's definitely something that the engineer will want to try to figure out.
Alright, so take your reason science task. So that's 2 successes. Take the 1 die assist that's 3 successes. And the ship also rolled success, so that is 4 successes. You only needed 1, so I'm going to up your total momentum pool by 3. So good job, everybody. So let's see.
I did mine as Lieutenant Clang, but it didn't seem to work that way.
Well, it did reason
The 8 and the
science.
4 are Lieutenant Clang's numbers. They're not.
Yeah, and then it worked. That's why you got a win on that
Okay,
one.
just making sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. The bioelectric field is strongest at the. So there's a bioelectric field on the dome, and it's strongest at the heart of the forested dome. This highly charged field floods the area with negative ions, scrambling sensors. And because of your high-resolution sensor suites, you also know the geodesic dome utilizes biological computing. Its organic technology possesses remarkable regenerative systems. This vessel is currently repairing itself. And you may ask other questions by spending momentum related to your initial investigations of the ship, if you would like.
Okay, just to recap a little bit with my crew, there are life signs.
So there are life signs, but they're, well, yeah, you can ask. You haven't detected any humanoid life signs.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to like hail them, but I don't even know.
You already have, and there was no response.
There was no response. Right. And are there any docking ports?
Nope, there are no docking ports. You already know that, though.
How would we get in?
There's this thing you might have heard of. It's called the transporter.
Oh, of course.
This is why you're not captain yet.
Captain, perhaps we should, several of us should transport on with the science officer to investigate.
I just hope there's no dinosaurs on there. At least big ones.
Okay, you're going. All right, you and Lord are gonna go.
Is there anything else we can do before we go over there? We have momentum to spend.
I have no questions to ask, but if you want to spend the momentum, that is fine.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
I think Ensign Gensen has a good point. Can we scan for dinosaurs?
You may scan for dinosaurs.
Big ones. Scary
Yes.
ones.
Let's scan for dinosaurs.
All right. Take a reason science check, I guess.
Can I make the science officer do that?
No, but you can have the science officer assist, since the science officer isn't currently active as a character.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm gonna need the science officer to assist.
Okay. So take a reason science
Go ahead.
roll.
Well,
Yeah, it probably won't end very well. What'd you get?
Wow.
0? Oh, wow. Who wants to roll for Lieutenant Clang, the science officer?
I can.
brilliant.
All right, that's a 0. Okay, let's see. Is the ship gonna do it? Yeah, the ship actually did, in fact, roll a success. You successfully know that there are no dinosaurs.
We did it!
Yay!
Good job, everybody.
Did that take a momentum?
No, it didn't cost. You actually does technically gain you a momentum. So yeah, I'll get it. I'll give you a momentum, I guess.
So who's all beaming over there, Captain?
You and Lord.
Me and Lord? Oh, nice. Let's do it.
Cruise. Wait, is Cruise out? Who you're Ensign Gensen?
I'm Ensign Gensen.
So Lake is taking Ensign Gensen with him. Would anyone else like to go?
I would like to join them. You got some studies of the materials.
Very well, you may go along. Anyone else? Alright, so that's who's going.
Just those two?
3.
Those 3.
Oh, those 3? You don't want to send the whole party?
No one else wants to go.
Well, you know you don't have to wait for volunteers. You're the captain, right? You can just send people.
I sent 2 people, and then I asked if anyone else would also like to go, and one person wanted to go, so I said yes.
Why not send Lieutenant Klang, the science officer?
Science.
Oh yeah.
You know what you can do?
Yes,
You could
Lieutenant
send-
Klang is going to go too.
I
Okay.
can go as Lieutenant Klang instead
What
of
a
Ensign
brilliant
Gensen.
idea I came up with just now.
Okay. And does crewman Ethel want to go?
Sure.
Make it so.
All right. So we're going with Lieutenant Klang, and so basically everyone is going except the captain, I guess. But if you'd like, you can just have Lieutenant Klang as your active character.
Yep.
All right.
Do that.
So now, in case any of you guys who are watching are familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, normally if your character isn't there, you just have nothing to do. But in Star Trek Adventures, we have a little mechanic called supporting characters, where these extra characters can assist the crew, and when they do, a crew member may take control of them. And also, one fun thing is that this means now that you guys, for Lieutenant Klang, let's double check, but I believe, yep, it is time to give Lieutenant Klang actually 2 values, because we forgot to give a value last time,
Right.
as well as a focus. They get a new focus. So, I would suggest the focus be something that might help on a organic spaceship full of trees.
Bio something, biochemistry, biology.
Biochemistry could work, biology could work, botany could work.
Let's go with botany.
Okay. Botany. Botany Bay.
Oh, you're doing it good. Yeah, you type it.
Yeah. So what are we doing for a value?
I don't know values. I don't get them still. We were talking about this beforehand.
Well, other people can chime in.
Don't ask me.
Don't ask you. Let's see, a value. Loves science. Something about loving science.
How about science can overcome any problem? Wow.
Oh my god. You're so good with these.
I know. It's almost like I know what I'm doing.
Man.
All right.
Okay, also, the other value should maybe be like, the earth is flat.
No, we're adding a value. We're adding a value. We're good.
I thought it was 2. You said.
Oh yeah, I guess we can't add another one. Fine, because we forgot to add one in the first
Rats
place.
are actually rats.
I'm gonna correct that button.
So what's the second value? I'm open to suggestions. Otherwise, I'll just start writing something crazy.
Let's see. How
I don't
about
wanna make everything.
religion can overcome any problem?
You can't have no.
I don't know. Sorry.
What did you say though? What was the first thing you said?
Religion can overcome any problem.
Religion? Oh,
Well, he said science can overcome any problem, so
mhm. I would say,
what does the chat think?
Yeah, Chad. If you have any suggestions, feel free to toss out values.
That can give a value. How about that?
Well, I'll tell you what. If we don't find a value soon enough, when there's a period where, say, maybe Lieutenant Klang might want to spend a point of determination in order.
I got it.
Okay.
From knowledge comes honor.
like that.
All right, there we go. There are a couple values. We've got a 4th focus for Lieutenant Klang. So there we go. And so, if I remember correctly, let's see, we got Ensign Gensen being controlled by Duke, we got Lieutenant Klang being controlled by Bent, and then everyone else is just their PC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is probably good to have the captain back at the ship. We can contact him in case we need him to come down and help one of us.
You can deal with any angry Romulans.
Yeah. All right, so before you beam over, we are going to have our opening credits.
Oh, man.
So here we go.
Loch, Shuvit Pukvur Cheron, Klingon Sorpuq vaHbo, Takme, Tachbor, Dich, Rojvam, Kalish Bativad, Klingon Wotvad Je, Potme, Huj Chukcharch Tach, Edge Muchuk Net Tach.
All right, and so we are beaming onto the surface of this. Well, I was going to say surface of the planet, but it's onto this thing. So here we go. Get a little. All right, and the minute you get there, all you can hear at first is the buzzing of insects, even though no insects are apparent. Also, we're going to take away the roll 20 for now, because with the start of a new scene, your momentum is dropping down to 4. And let me pull up, let's see. Yeah. So you materialize in a clearing in a vast forest. A chorus of insect noises surrounds you. Strange, since the ship sensors and your own tricorders register no animal life. And these ancient trees, some of which are taller than Earth's redwoods, appear sickly, with many already dead. Golden leaves the size of an open hand litter the ground. The tree's smooth, silver-blue bark is peeling. Holes from wood-boring pests pockmark the trunks, oozing a sticky yellow sap. Large flowering plants with a tall purple spike grow at the base of the trees. A seed pod the size of an adult human sprouts from each plant, but the flowers and pods around the dead trees have wilted. The geodesic dome has the following trait: electronic interference 2. So this increases the difficulty of tasks to use tricorders and other electronic equipment by 2. And this trait will remain active while you're on the alien vessel. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Brainbug. I didn't even notice Brainbug was in the chat. What's up, man? Which, by the way, this is our best attended Star Trek House of Torg. So, thank you, everybody. Yes, always break up into teams of 2, especially when 2 of you are red shirts. Now remember, since Commander Lorg is the highest ranking person on here, even though normally Bent plays the captain, technically TD Lane is the one who can make final decisions about things like, crew deployment and whatnot. But before you break up, maybe you guys should investigate where you are now. Sick, dying trees and the sound of insects, but there are no insects on sensors, nor can you see any. Yeah, there are purple stalks with growing at the base of the trees, and a seed pod, the size of an adult human, sprouts from each plant of each one of the stalks. Okay, so what do you guys want to do to investigate the insect sound first? Describe what your characters are going to do to investigate the insect sounds. You got the Klingon equivalent, yeah, of a tricorder. All right. Yeah, you're gonna have to roll on that one. That is going to be a reason science or reason science. Sorry. And whoever's with you can assist. Okay. So take a reason science check. Oh, they can't hear the rest of the crew because I'm an idiot. My bad. I know, I'm the worst.
Mr. Chat, they've been ignoring me. They missed my entire captain's log?
No.
Okay, good.
Just since we came back from the opening credits.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. I suck at this. I should hire Boole.
Yeah.
You want me to still do the thing?
Yeah, still take the assist. Alright, so, you have not learned anything.
Yeah, stupid.
Alright, and the other two, you're gonna do a reason science or reason medicine check on the trees. Difficulty 2.
Who's taking this one as primary? I can assist, or
Probably Lieutenant Klang. Or wait, Lieutenant Klang was off investigating the noise, wasn't she?
Yes, Mogar.
Or he, yeah.
That's the highest reason.
Wait, she? That's why I have those. Okay.
Dakota, what's your reason in science looking at?
Very good.
Why don't you do a roll? Duke, do you or I have the higher reason science thing? It's best not to have the guy that thinks literally only about punching matters.
Well, who did you say was investigating, T. Lane? It's only the other one who was investigating the trees. That's the only other one who can help.
Me, Mohawk, and Ensign Benson.
Oh, okay.
So I'm 7-2 reason. Is it reason
Better
medicine
than I.
or reason science?
All right, yeah, take a check.
Is it reason medicine or reason science?
Whichever one's better for you.
Oh, okay.
It's an assist.
I don't really have anything for focus. Okay.
Okay. So, you learn that the sick trees are losing their sap at an alarming rate, but wood-boring pests, if wood-boring pests are visible or responsible, they are not present. You may spend up to 2 momentum to gain more information.
I just want to say something. Lieutenant Klang does have botany, so
Oh,
I would try to put the focus on.
I'll tell you what, I'll let you re-roll with focus on.
You might want to do that, Ben.
Okay.
That was for Ben.
Oh, okay. Either way, it's the same result. So, yep. You may spend some momentum if you want to.
Perhaps we can spend one momentum to figure out how the or if these wood boars in the wood match any known species.
I'm just going to tell you right now that you're not aware of any species that would match, but also none of you have like entomology as like your focus. So,
Baloney.
I know it's not below. I know that.
Do you want to spend some momentum? Because I have some preset stuff that you can just learn.
How much momentum did we started over? So we only have 1 momentum. Is that correct?
No, we have 4.
Yeah, you're up to 4.
4. I would use some.
Yeah, Can we use 1 to learn something?
Yeah, so I'll let you know this. The trees are generating the bioelectric field. With the forest dying, that field is weakening. I will give you one other, just like if you want to spend another one, I'll tell you one more fact automatically. After that, if you want to keep spending momentum, you're going to have to ask actual questions.
Should we spend another?
Probably.
Alright. Opinion from Dakota or the Arts?
I think it's always a good idea to spend it so that you don't lose it.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, well, spend it.
Spend it.
So, current projections indicate that at the rate the trees are losing their sap, the forest has only days before it dies out completely. Also,
if I had to...
in your investigation, sorry, you also scanned the flowering seed pods, but you were unable to penetrate them with your tricorders.
Good.
I wonder if we could beam one of those like pods directly to a science bay in the ship.
Well, it's going to be difficult to get a lock if your tricorders can't even scan them at all. Because remember, to get a transporter lock, you have to be able to scan whatever it is. Alright, well, as you are all investigating, the flowering plants with the seed pods begin swaying back and forth, and their little felt-like tips at this where the seed pods sort of meet start striking a pattern. Each produces a musical note reminiscent of a hammered dulcimer, and so I am going to actually be adding a little bit of a. Let's see.
I think I've seen this.
I've had a bad feeling about this.
Oh, have you?
Well, maybe.
What am I looking for?
I don't know. It seems like we should probably look for chronotype particles.
I mean,
Always saying that.
you can scan for chronoton particles. It's going to be a difficulty 3 check.
I'm just kidding.
Well, it seems like we're gonna have a really hard time scanning for anything, but
Yeah, you're going to have a hard time scanning for anything. So, as you're waiting around, debating what to do, the larger seed pods slowly open. Inside are humanoid bodies, and they start waking up. The tops of their heads taper into twisting, flowering branches. Each flower has its own little purple stalks. These beings have no mouths. And they start coming out of the seed pods. So far, they seem to be ignoring you entirely.
this is definitely different than the episode I saw.
Oh, and there's Brainbug who says entomology? Yeah, Brainbug, you would be handy here. We should have you in, man.
Why don't we have crewman Brainbug here?
Beam him aboard. So can we try to communicate with these humans that are these beings that are ignoring us?
All right.
Bean.
So in these games, dude, if you say, can I do this thing? The answer is almost always going to be, you can try.
I can try. Okay. I guess I'm asking my commanding officer. Should we try to communicate with these.
I believe attempting communication would be beneficial. Crewman Ethel, you're in charge of communication. Go. Do it.
Okay.
Up to you.
Go on. Look, who else are we gonna have?
Look, I just because I'm good with communication doesn't mean I'm good with new people. There's some weird stuff that came out of a fucking pod.
I'm sorry, but who else are we going to have to deal with?
All right, so I'll tell you what.
The redneck.
You're the best person for the job.
So, I'll tell you what. If you guys want to, you can attempt to talk to them using a command presence check. It's
I like that.
going to be difficult, though. This is going to be a difficulty 5 check.
Can I assist him?
You may.
Difficulty
Alright.
5. Oh my god.
Does anyone have a focus they think might apply? For a presence command check?
Oh, let's see here.
I have a value. that's
Ah,
not gonna help
crap.
Am I with this group still, or am I
What's-
separated?
Well, you guys never really
Okay,
physically
that's a
separated.
focus
You
for
just
this.
both investigate different things. You're still in the same clearing.
I have astrophysics, electromagnetic phenomena, quantum dynamics, and botany.
me. I mean botany. I don't know
Botany.
about community.
I'll let botany count, because these are clearly plant-based creatures. Oh, hey,
So
Opie.
what am I rolling? Reason and science again?
Yep, but you can have focus on. And does anyone have a value that they think might help?
I have a value. Seek out new life and new civilizations.
I'll tell you what. If you want to spend determination, I will let you assist, and your assist die will automatically count as having scored 2 successes. However, in order to get a 5, you guys are still going to need to spend momentum.
How much do we have left?
2, I think.
Spend it all.
Yes.
Okay, so the primary on this one then can roll 4 dice.
That's Clang.
Actually, no. If you even spending 2, you would still have to give me an extra point of threat to get all to 2 extra dice.
I think we should do that because I want the 2 extra.
Okay.
And we could always win one back. If we win one back, would that negate giving you the threat?
It wouldn't negate you giving me the threat, but it would get you momentum back. I'd still have the threat
I
though.
think we should do that. I
Okay.
think we should do that. What do you guys think?
I mean,
It's up to Lord to decide.
It's actually not, because this is an out of game decision. Like in game, nothing about the momentum spend is actually happening. It's actually up to the primary person, which is going to be Ensign Gensen. So, and then.
I thought it was Clang.
Oh yeah, sorry, Clang. Yeah, I'm sorry, I meant Clang. So yeah, let's see. So that's 2, 3, 4. Which actually means you guys rolled 6 successes, since Duke's die with the is using his point of determination. So you now only have 1 point of determination left. Also, we should write down that Ensign Gensen had a little character moment here. So put that down in your character, because Ensign Gensen can also get character arcs. It won't happen as often because she's not going to be in every episode. But yeah.
right.
So you guys spent all your momentum, but you gained 1 back. And so, as you attempt to interact with this thing, it turns its gaze towards you, and it cocks its head, and it clearly understands that you're trying to communicate. But the sort of weird music that you can hear, although you can't actually hear it, it's actually oddly in the back of your head as sort of like a thought. It seems to change slightly. But at that point, it sort of changes back. And so...
Counselor Troy when you need her.
I know, right?
Like the one time she would be useful in all of Star Trek.
Alright, at this point, the sound actually starts to change rather significantly. So, give me 1 second. And as the music in the forest changes, the one you're looking at, as well as several others that are around the whole forest, look towards the center of the geodesic dome, and they start heading off towards the ruins.
Okay, should we follow them, you think?
I believe we should.
Okay.
Follow the weird plant things.
Onward.
All right.
So the gardeners proceed to a small shed made of vines and leaves. The flowers on the head of one of the guardians plays an accompaniment of music of the florist, and the shed doors interlocking vines release. We're going to call these guys the gardeners. Steps inside and hands stone tools to the other gardeners. Together, they slowly then start tending to the forest.
Wait, I figured it out. They're boomers.
Are they digging at all?
They're gardens.
Some of them are digging, some of them are doing things like, pulling some weeds or things like that. Some of them are just churning the soil to help aerate it.
Can
Well,
we?
you said
Okay.
that this is in ruins, right? So I was just wondering if there was anything buried in ruins.
Maybe.
All right. So can we?
We could dig it up.
Can we scan the? I know this is off topic of what we're watching these pod people, but I think it'd be smart to maybe scan the trees that are, if we can, are healthy, and then the ones that are not healthy, and try to compare.
You've already scanned a whole section of the trees. The trees near you are all sort of ill. But you would have to go into the ruins to scan the healthy ones.
That sounds like an adventure worth taking.
Yeah.
I think, as an ensign, as a lowly.
Well, I will say that your scans couldn't penetrate the seed pods, but you're not sure if that's true of the gardeners.
Ah, that's right. Well,
Science
What do you
officer, would you scan the gardeners, please?
Yeah, sir.
All right, so this is going to be insight science. Or wait, hold on. No, I have the wrong thing pulled up. My bad. Let's see. Yeah, so this is going to be reason science, and it's going to be difficulty 3.
I'm not good for assisting with that.
Opie is correct. This non-monetized stream is in fact sponsored by the like button. Hit like.
All right, I'm gonna roll. Does anyone want to assist? Should I spend momentum?
Make sure you have your focus on.
Yeah.
Yep, your focus is going to count.
Anybody who's good at this, able to assist?
I don't know if you can roll a 3. Unless you use momentum.
I thought it was
We,
supposed to roll
don't
three.
have any momentum left.
I think your complication is 3 because it's difficult. Is that correct?
No, the complication range is still just 1. Who's assisting?
Somebody
I
else.
can.
Reason and science.
All right, assist away. It's reason
which
science. Reason science. All right.
I think I'm at.
You failed to learn anything new, and you increased the threat level.
You're terrible at reason science.
It's better than I am.
It's true, he is
7-1.
terrible.
I
Look,
was supposed to be insight.
You guys are all dummies.
No. I have a reason of 6 and a science of 1. I think I am the worst on that.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, 6-2, I don't know if that's better than
What's your reason
7-1.
science?
All right, I am going. No, I'll save the threat for now. I was going to introduce a new complication, but we'll keep it.
We can handle new complications.
I know.
So that was to scan the people that we failed.
Yep.
Okay. All right, what to do, Commander?
Oh, and that was your last momentum. So at this point, you could keep investigating around, or you could try to. I mean, there's a whole bunch. There's the ruins. There's the shed.
And we scanned and nothing was buried in ruins.
You did not scan the ruins.
That's
No.
what I want to do. I want to scan and see if something's buried in ruins.
Well, you would have to get closer to the ruins because your tricorders are, short-range scanning
I
devices.
thought we were at the ruins. My bad.
Yeah,
No, you were headed towards the ruins, but you stopped at a shed before you actually got there. Sorry.
go on.
My bad on
Let's
that.
head towards the ruins.
Okay. That's a new scene, so we're going to drop you from 0 to -1. No, I'm kidding.
We're all red shirts.
I mean, like, yeah, 2/5 of you are. As you move towards the heart of the forest, you enter an area of extreme deforestation. Several trees have fallen, making passage more difficult. No gardeners are working here, as there are few surviving trees. In this stretch of heavily damaged forest, you guys, your passage is disrupted by an unsteady nurse log. A young seedling growing in the log is knocked to the ground. Half a meter tall, the seedling will most likely die without aid.
Aww.
Yes, I feel bad. Let's do something.
You know who's really good at, who has the, I do. Emergency medicine. Permission to apply my emergency medicine to the seedling that needs aid. Permission?
You go for it.
Go for it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Do it.
applying
Does anyone want to help?
emergency medicine.
If I remember correctly, crewman Ethel had decent medicine.
Yeah, I think you both have emergency medicine as a focus, right?
Yeah.
So you can both roll this task with the focus on. Or yes, I guess.
So what is it? Medicine and what?
We'll go with medicine, control medicine, or reason medicine, whichever one of those is better for you.
Ooh, control medicine. Way better for me. Lame.
Well, you guys do manage to set it right, and you put a little splint on it so that it stays there, and you manage to patch up some of the leaking sap. So it's not entirely clear if it's going to survive, but it might.
This makes me feel good on the inside.
At least we helped that one little sapling.
We have done good.
Yes.
Perhaps one day it will grow into a mighty, mighty tree.
Maybe it'll remember us.
It might.
Those are the humans that saved us. Saved me.
Those Klingons are great guys.
Yeah, Klingons.
Right.
And one Gorn.
Right.
So, are we still heading inside?
So you're headed towards the ruins, but as you leave this forested area, the gardener's hum of activity resumes around them. And a grassy, I can't read, clearing, a spiral carved standing stone marks as a burial mound, or at least it looks like one. Looked like a dolmen, sort of. It's about 2 meters high and 3 meters in diameter, and there's a little door of white flowering vines with no visible opening mechanism.
So I know in Lord of the Rings, Gandalf says Melon, which means friend, and the door opens. So we should probably try that first.
Yes. I leave. I can attempt this.
Yeah, go for it.
That does not help.
Damn.
Dang it, I thought for sure that was going to do
You've lied to me.
Okay. Can we scan the door? Actually, I'm just gonna say let's scan the door. I'm scanning the door.
Alright, so this is going to be a reason science task with a difficulty of 2.
Alright, I'm gonna need a lot of assists.
Well, you guys can just choose whoever has the best reason science, which would probably be Lieutenant Klang.
Oh yeah, definitely Lieutenant Kling.
So Lieutenant Klang, why don't you take a task on this? Alright, does anyone want to help?
I will assist.
Okay. There you go.
Yes.
You get an extra point. So you do know that the stone is older than the geodesic dome by 10,000 years.
Wow.
And if you would like, yeah, if you would like to spend that extra momentum you got, you can learn more.
The universe is only.
I would like to know how to open it. Can I learn that?
No.
I can't learn how to open it. Alright, let's... Well, I don't know if we should use momentum on that or not. We're struggling here, so maybe we should save our momentum for when we have to scan the next thing.
Alright, I'll just give you an extra momentum.
Or for...
I would like to scan it and try to figure out how to open it, but I don't know.
I don't know
how
who's
to-
in charge right now. Is it Lord still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not me, but I'm still
Oh,
asking
are
questions.
you
'cause
going into or not?
no one else is.
Well, I think we should use some momentum because we not on that. But at the same time, we only have one, I think.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's
I don't-
between Lord and Cruz, right?
Yeah. No, it doesn't look like we're
You guys
only
could
gonna
fight. You guys could fight a duel to decide whether or not to spend momentum.
No,
They just
it's,
talk to each other and
if-
see, make a decision.
if Lorg wants to do it, he's the. Well, first of all, you don't need permission to use momentum. And
Yeah.
Second of all, he's the commanding officer. So.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll leave it up to you guys to use the
At the
momentum. But
I always think of it as something you should get permission for.
You don't
I
have.
do
You technically don't have to.
Oh,
Anyone
so
can
you
simply
decide.
declare that they're using momentum, and technically,
It's like bankruptcy.
it's a metagame thing. So your characters don't even know about momentum.
yeah, it's usually best to discuss it with the Rs first.
Yeah, it is usually a good idea, but technically, there's
I mean,
no
I would
rule.
think- yeah, I'd say go for it if you want to do it. Because if you roll high enough to win momentum back, then you get it back. So it's kind of like no risk.
Well, this would be an obtained information, so you would definitely not get the momentum back.
Well, I'm fine with a roll for getting more information.
All right, you guys want to do it?
If that's what you want to do. Roll,
Desire to know more intensifies.
All right, let's just do it then.
or whoever you're doing.
All right, so in your analysis, you realize that the gravings appear to represent two spiral galaxies and may have some mythological significance.
Ooh, maybe this place is headed to a different galaxy.
Maybe it was involved in a galactic collision a long time
Well,
ago.
Remember, it might be of intergalactic origin, so
It's from
perhaps
another
it came from another galaxy and arrived here.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
on
the Milky Way has absorbed other galaxies.
It did come from the Milky Way.
It's currently absorbing a few right now. Kind of, sort of. Eventually.
It came from the center of the Milky Way. Is that what I recall?
No,
I
it
thought
came-
The device came from outside of the galaxy.
Yes.
Outside of
Yeah,
the-
that's what I remember.
And
Oh,
if it's showing two galaxies kind of merging, it probably. I mean, how else did it get here? From another galaxy, right? So it was made during a merger. Because how long does it take galaxies to merge? Like 100 million years or something like that.
Well,
The process is a long scene.
you could call back to the ship to see if you can get like a trajectory analysis, see if you can figure out where it might have come from.
That's a good idea. I think our commanding officer should do that.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to request a beam for Science Officer Clang back onto his ship to do those scans.
You want Clang to go
So-
back to the ship to do scans?
Do we need the ship? Do we need him on the ship in order to do those scans, or can we?
I mean, someone else can just do the scans. I mean, even Captain Borath can just roll for the scan assisted by the ship.
all right. Here's what I'm
It's
gonna
still
do.
me, though.
I'm gonna call Captain Laura and ask him if he can do that. So,
Right.
well, can I get a?
Well,
what's on the?
open up your communicator and hail the ship.
Do it.
This is Commander Lord to Captain Borak.
What is it, Lord? I trust their success down there. Come on.
Yes, we need you to do some scans on the trajectory of this ship, as we are a little bit befuddled down here, perhaps to its origins.
Well, let me see what I can do for you. Is there anything else you need, Commander?
No, sir.
Okay. Captain out.
All right.
Commander out.
So this is going to be a reason science check.
Hey, reason science. With 2 task rolls. Is there a focus I can use? What am I?
Oh well, what focuses do you have?
You're looking at trajectory.
New Federation culture, Andorian culture, astronavigation and quantum dynamics, and command psychology.
No. All right. So that's a 1.
No way.
And then the computer, or the yeah, well, the ship assists with computers, sensors and science.
I'm sorry. Do you mean sensors?
Yes. So let's see.
Sensors.
You realize that the most likely origin, based on its current trajectory and following the path of the ship, is that it probably came from the Large Magellanic Cloud. And also because of your high resolution sensors, you also realize that the damage it suffered. So the damage to the Force can't be explained this way, but the damage to the actual structure of the geodesic dome is probably the result of passing through the galactic barrier at the edge of the galaxy.
I remember that from Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah.
Episode 2, maybe?
Well, the fact that it made it through then is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And also, you guys gained a momentum.
Yay! Work, everyone.
Delicious.
Indeed.
That's how you spend it.
All right, Lieutenant Lord, I suggest we take our phasers out and blast
Excuse me,
that door open.
It is Commander Lord.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commander. That's my suggestion.
That was pretty bad.
I don't know if it's a good one or not, but it's.
Oh. Who said that? So you're not Cruz right now. You're Ensign Gensen.
Ensign Gensen, she's not really big on like
learning. She's still an
who's
ensign.
in charge of what or what rank. You know.
Anyway, what were you telling Commander Lord?
What is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that's someone else's one.
So, I'll just repeat it, I guess. Yeah, I think we should blast those doors open.
It is effective, but we might piss off the locals. Opinion, science officer?
Why don't we just open the doors?
How do you propose we open?
Well, could we try the control pad? Did that work?
So there is no control pad, but you do remember that the gardener that opened the shed touched a series of petals on the various flowers, and the flowers in the front of this do look similar.
We didn't remember that, but you remembered it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
It
Anyway,
seems
let's
like
try that.
and,
And maybe Klein can use a focus called electromagnetic phenomena.
No.
See if that's how these doors are locked.
this
No.
is some form of security.
But if
lock.
someone had a
This is
botany
some
focus,
form of
they could use that to help.
But that doesn't work because it's not really.
It is petals.
But are they real or are they?
Yeah, they're real petals.
robotic?
These are
This
these are
is
real
always
plants.
an experience with them, and I am
Magic.
very, very
All right, let's do
insightful.
it. Let me guess. Reason science, like always.
So this is going to be either reason engineering, or reason science, or an insight engineering, or even insight science. You guys can choose whichever one is best for you.
I could actually do an insights engineering.
All right.
Well, I can do 10 to 4 for insight science.
I can assist you with insight engineering.
Okay, and I can use a focus because it's botany.
Baloney.
All right. So you have not succeeded in remembering.
Shocked.
Boo.
Did you have your focus for botany? Did you have that focus on?
Yeah.
That's rough.
I
Feels
did.
bad, man.
And I rolled task roll 2, complication 1, focus used yes.
Yep. And you did not succeed.
Lieutenant Clang, and I rolled a 2-0.
Feels bad, man.
Insight science. I'm just
I
saying,
think
like,
Gensen's suggestion might be the way to go.
What was Ensign Gensen's suggestion again?
Even though it's a terrible suggestion, to blast the doors open with phasers.
The disruptors, but yes. It's I don't think it's a great idea, but it'd work.
Or maybe it would work.
Did anyone try knocking on the door?
Great idea. Okay, can I just knock on the door?
I mean, I feel like that should be a minor action, and they probably won't answer, but maybe they will.
Who knows?
It's like the little Torg that we murdered. I mean, they were attacking us, but still. Maybe we just, instead of breaking someone's door down, just knock on the door, see if they're there. Is there a doorbell nearby? Scan for doorbells.
Yeah. You know what, Dapper? I'm just gonna knock on the door frame, quote unquote.
Okay. So there is no response, but one of the someone else notices that one of the gardeners has turned to stare at you as a group.
Well, that's
right.
that we can get in the door.
You can't read any expression on its face because they basically have no face, but it's definitely paying attention.
And I'll make a quick note to the rest of the group. I hereby forbid any use of disruptor pistols, because I don't like the idea of getting ganged up on by a bunch of plants.
Aye, Commander.
Fair enough.
Have we tried to communicate with the humanoid creatures
Yes.
outside of their pods?
You have. You technically succeeded, but it didn't do a whole lot.
And nobody can somehow remember the right pedal
Wait.
to push.
Nope.
A question for us, Marker. Does anybody good with musical instruments?
Oh.
I haven't realized.
Alright.
Don't we have two people with focuses in Klingon music?
Not here, so
They didn't show up.
one of them is in sick bay.
Well, I'm one of them.
Oh, are you?
Wait,
Go.
Ethel,
Yeah.
Why didn't you say something?
All right, I'll tell you what.
I don't music, okay? Don't ask me.
So, I will let you replicate. I'm just gonna say you remember the tune correctly, and so you can set a tricorder or something to emit the exact same tones that you remember. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have any effect. And remember, you're not technically hearing this music. It's more like a telepathic message gets going into the back of your brain.
baloney telepathy.
It's sort of like
Brainwaves?
it's sort of like you ever feel like your phone vibrated in your pocket, but then you check and it just didn't.
It's not in my pocket. Yes.
Yeah, it's like that, except it's this music. Oh, I need
You
to
mean like
restart
every
the-
morning when my car's alarm goes off, I go, what? My alarm going off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, it's like it's that phantom feeling, like you know that there's some, like if you can, it feels like you hear this music, and you could hum it if you wanted to, but you also know that you're not hearing it. You could scan
we
to
have
specifically investigate the music if you wanted to.
Can we... Lieutenant Klein, do you think you can look into this music, quote unquote? Lieutenant Klein?
Playing?
Like, I don't really know how you want me to do that.
So you could just do a scan of the just ambient environment and see if anything corresponds to the feeling about that, like your feeling of the music existing. Like if there's any fluctuations that correspond to it.
Look for psychers.
All I hear is copper magma music. Should I roll something?
Yeah, you can take a. Let's go with control science if you like.
I can actually help with that.
There you go. And Kling, is it? Yeah. Well, let's see. All right. So.
I'm like 10-1 for that.
So you don't get any. Actually, you don't get anything because that would have been at least a difficulty 2 roll. So you can't figure anything
The
out.
answer, Commander, is no, I cannot.
We should really figure out who's got the highest,
today.
who's got the highest settings or whatever in the attributes and disciplines before we roll.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, everything we do fails, so it's getting tough.
Is that Gorn depression I see there?
That is a Gorn giving up.
Aww.
No, we're stuck with the Gorn's stupid idea of shooting it, and that's a terrible idea. I have no idea what else to do.
You guys don't have to keep sticking around if you don't want to. You can just leave. I mean, you've come here.
Not here for a reason, though.
So here's something. You've already learned something about this ship. You know where it's from. You know why it's damaged. So even if you leave now, you have learned things about the ship and what has happened to it.
We know about the barrier,
Yeah.
and so we can figure out what kind of damage that would have caused the ship, and then maybe
Well,
try to work
what kind of damage it would have caused the ship is the kind of damage that's consistent with the damage you're already seeing on the ship.
Right, but knowing that's what caused it, then we can try to reverse that or repair stuff. Like, when you know what damaged something, then you can say, oh, well, then this will repair that.
Mr. Sirius says, we need Zap Brannigan for this mission.
Yes.
We just highlight it and press Control D. It'll undo the damage.
Yes, that's how that works.
I mean,
What does that mean?
is it made primarily of carbon? Because I'm very good with carbon structures.
Suddenly, Zap Brannigan beams down and he says, I can solve this using sex appeal. Sorry, no, that doesn't happen.
Well, Ensign
Open the
Genson
door.
does have a focus in sexology.
That she does. She does, in fact, have a focus in sexology, yes.
Is it?
She was the Gorn that fought Kirk. What you didn't see was her and Kirk.
And now she's an ensign? That's a pretty big downgrade from being the captain of the whole ship. Oh, man.
Well, we can beam back to the ship, I guess.
You could also just keep going towards the rest of the ruins.
Well, we can't get in the ruins. We could explore outside the ruins.
Yeah.
Look for another door and try to open that one and hope for a better roll.
Let's explore the ruins.
All right. So as you walk away, the sound of the forest changes yet again, and this time it is extremely loud, and all of you fall to your knees as it is nearly completely overwhelming. It is extremely painful. It feels like your heads are going to explode.
I recommend we ask the captain to beam us up.
When did we walk into a Nickelback concert? When?
I think Klingons might like Nickelback.
What they do?
I think they would.
All right. But then suddenly, the deafening quote-unquote sound lets up. However, the gardeners have turned and are advancing on you. And I am going to go ahead and spend 4 threat to bring in 4 gardeners.
Oh, good. Okay, you can use your phasers again.
They're disruptors, remember?
So, yeah. Let's
Disruptors.
bring it down to... I'm trying to find the 9 on my stupid die so I can keep track of threat. Okay. So, you guys have first turn because, as by default, PCs get first turn.
Alright. We have 2 momentum, correct?
1.
No. Baloney. Alright, I'm going to use momentum and fire my,
You don't need to use momentum to fire a disruptor.
No, I'm gonna fire my disruptor and use 1 momentum to get a die.
You could just aim to get a die. If you don't plan on moving.
True. No, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna aim.
Okay, yeah, so now you get 3. It is a control security check.
Oh, good.
Can we assist with these? I forget.
You can, but it means that you don't get to use a task on your turn.
Oh, right.
I'd rather have everybody shooting.
Alright, that is a success. Let me double check their stats, so give me a second. Where'd their stats go? There they are. Okay.
We're allowed to have successes.
Heresy.
Roll damage.
All right.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you shoot at one of them, but it seems like it mostly just absorbs the damage, and not much is really done.
A Klingon disruptor, it absorbs that?
Yeah, most of it.
Alright, I suggest we blast those doors open and run inside.
Well, before that happens, unless you want to spend that point of momentum to retain the initiative, it's going to be one of their turns.
Yeah, I don't want to spend momentum.
You do?
I do not want to spend momentum
okay.
on my bad ideas. Okay?
Okay. Alright, so, in that case, the one that was shot at by TD Lane approaches him and swings at him using, let's see, what is it? It's daring security. So, TD Lane, this is an opposed check, so you get to roll it too.
2-1, nice daring security.
Yeah, you definitely win that check. In fact, you actually earn a momentum. And, because you don't have any other weapon drawn, you're using unarmed strike, but you can roll damage with that.
I mean, yeah, but I get focused, because martial arts!
But that doesn't... That would have been something you roll on...
I have to roll for that.
Yeah, you still roll the same number of challenge dice.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, it says knockdown too, so let's see. So, you deal a little bit of damage. But also, now, that particular, gardener is knocked down. And who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I will try to do... Can I do a melee attack on the gardener that's on the ground?
Yes, you can. In fact, I will... Well, I will let you automatically succeed at hitting it because it is prone. Because someone did like that two-handed Star Trek punch and just knocked the thing over.
Nice.
It wasn't two-handed, it was just a regular punch.
No, you got to do this two-handed Star Trek punch, man. It's Star Trek.
Okay, so I'm gonna two-hand punch his face in, or where his face should be.
Okay.
But I don't know how to roll that with what I have, because I don't want to use a disruptor, because I feel like those just go.
So, unarmed strike?
Alright, I'll have to make a new one, I guess.
Oh, yeah, so, TD Lane, what's your security?
4.
Okay, so it's so it's 4 dice, 4 challenge dice. Just roll 4 challenge dice.
Oh, okay. I don't know why it rolled 5.
As Mr. Sirius asks, what do you have to roll to surrender and volunteer for treason? You can just volunteer, that's fine. Alright, so, you don't actually deal any damage.
I'm a Gorn, so I think my unarmed strike should be considered vicious.
Okay, that's great. I will take that opinion into advisement. Alright, so, another one of the creatures strolls up to Corporal Anon and decides, well, you know, to Ehul, and decides to try to take a punch at her.
Alright.
And, let's see, you need to take a daring control check, and you need to, roll better than 0. Because that's what it rolled.
Wait, daring control? Don't you mean daring security?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, daring security. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say I couldn't click them both.
Yeah, sorry. I'm bad at this.
And I need to do what?
Daring security and roll more than 1 success.
Okay.
Or actually, just 1 success works. All right, yeah. Roll your unarmed attack dice. Unfortunately, you don't actually manage to do any damage. However, you do knock it down.
Good. Get the fuck away.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I think
Wang.
Dakota and Lieutenant Clang.
Clang can. I don't know what Clang wants to do. What does Clang want to do? Clang doesn't really want to fight right now. Clang wants to be peaceful.
All right, but they're attacking, so there is that. They are attacking.
Shoot the nearest one.
On its head. See what happens.
Oh, Mr. Sirius gave one of my favorite Zap Brannigan quotes. We know nothing about them, their language, their history, or what they look like. But we can assume this. They stand for everything we don't stand for. They told me you guys look like dorks. Man, Zap Brannigan is one of the greatest characters in all of sci-fi.
Yeah.
That's a control security to shoot?
Yep. Who are you shooting? One of the ones that's already been attacked?
Yes.
Alright. The one that's already been injured?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So yeah, roll your challenge challenge die. The damage that's on that weapon. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So it does deal some damage. There's some smoldering marks on there, but it still does not look like it's done nearly as much damage as you would expect. These guys are tough. Alright, and now another one approaches a deadly Dakota Raptor and tries to punch him, basically. Alright, Alright, Dakota, you need to take a daring security check, and basically just don't suck at it.
Hey, you didn't suck at it.
You didn't suck at it.
That is correct, you did not. You managed to deal damage with your unarmed strike.
Or punch.
Roll the unarmed strike.
That big meaty thwack of 60s television.
Alright, roll your damage dice.
So unarmed strikes are just a security?
Should be security +1, but there should be a number next to your unarmed strike if you have it on your character sheet.
I didn't have it on.
Oh, it's 1 plus security then. Okay, so let's see. So you actually managed to damage it a little bit, but it's definitely a surface wound. However, you did knock it down. Okay. So then another one. So it's their turn. Unless you guys want to spend one of your currently 3 momentum to retain the initiative.
I want to spend it by attacking them.
You've already gone though. So basically, Lieutenant Klang is I believe. Wait, who hasn't gone yet?
Lieutenant
I
Klang.
tried to step on someone's head, but then suddenly someone else was going.
Because
Oh.
Dakota said it first.
Yeah, basically.
Step on their head now.
That's what I'm trying to do.
All right.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
But it's their turn unless you spend momentum to retain the initiative.
I do. I spend it.
Okay.
Do you wholeheartedly spend it?
Nope.
I say he should.
I just regular spend it.
So who are you attacking? The one who's the most injured?
No, the one who's attacking Deadly Dakota Raptor.
Okay.
Get him off. Get off of him!
So what weapon are you going to use?
What are my weapon options here?
So you don't have your batleth and you don't have a disruptor rifle, but you have
Do I
a...
have a drop kick weapon?
Yeah, you can use an unarmed strike.
Okay. Or could it be better if we shoot at it?
That could work too.
I want to drop kick it.
Okay.
I'm a little confused.
Does anything ever happen? Or do I just keep waiting
You could roll.
to drop kick it?
You could roll to see if you succeed.
I don't know what to roll.
Daring security. All right, you succeed.
Nice.
Now roll challenge dice equal to 1 plus your security rating.
Well, that's not that many.
Well, you did nothing.
Well, I succeeded though.
You did succeed. That's accurate. In fact, you gained a momentum for the group. However, the last one, the last of the last of the gardeners comes up and tries to attack you there, Bent. And you need to roll another daring security check.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So you don't take any damage. However, I am going to go ahead and rule that you are knocked down.
Ow!
And you're going to have to spend at least a minor action to get back up. Okay, but now it's...
Is in the challenge dice too?
What do you mean?
I mean, do I need to roll the challenge dice as well?
No. No. So, it is back to your guys' turn. This is a new round. Anyone may go.
I have a question. What is the situation? There's 4 of them. How many are on the ground?
3.
3 are on the ground. Okay.
Can I equip my battle?
No, because no one bothered to take one down.
No,
How do you know that? How do you just know that?
Because no one told me they did, and both batlets
You need to do that, right?
and disruptor rifles are things you have to tell me about. And if you want to equip the party with them, it costs momentum.
Oh, I have met that on me, though.
You do have your mechleth.
Yeah, I will equip that. I want to take my turn.
All right.
I want to attack the one that's attacking Intent Clang.
Okay.
Not favorite, though.
The only one that's still up.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I spend one momentum to gain a die?
Do it.
I'm
You can
going
always
to.
do it. Do it.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Nice.
Get.
All right. Roll that damage.
Nice.
Look, disruptors are shown to be rather ineffective, so stab, stab, stab.
I mean, we're Klingons, right? We stab people. Well, I'm not a Klingon. Sorry, I'm a Gorn.
All right. That one has been significantly damaged by your mechleth. You hacked right into it.
What is
Not
it?
a
Is it
fun
leaking?
time. It is. Well, I mean, it's leaking whatever kind of juice is inside of it.
Nice. Some sort of sappy juice.
Yeah, some kind of sappy juice. All right.
So it's their turn, but 3 of them are on the ground and one of them's dead, basically.
Yeah. At this point, you guys could probably take off. They are the Guardians are much less interested in fighting at this point.
I bet.
So one of them gets up and tries to move and just moves away.
All right, can I grab one and bring it back with us?
You can try.
I feel like when you say you can try, that just means that I'm going to try to do something. It's going to hurt me, and it's going to end
You
poorly. But
can
I'm gonna do
take
it anyway.
you can take a daring security check opposed by its.
I'm taking a daring security check.
Yep, to grab it.
I'm going to take my token.
Oh, you guys want some dice cam? All right, give me a second. Boom, dice cam. Oh, that's well, let me. It's opposed by its, but yep, that's a success. You managed to grab onto it. What do you want to do now?
I just want to take it with me, beam back aboard.
You want to beam away?
Well, I think that's what we're doing, right? I mean, that's not... If we beam back aboard, I want to take it with us.
That counts as taking a prisoner.
I just think we can study it back on board the ship, don't you, Commander Lord?
I think bringing it back aboard the ship, at least one of them would be a good idea. Just see if we can't figure out more stuff. Perhaps the one that we've injured.
Yeah, you know what? This isn't a prisoner. We're going to take it back aboard to fix it.
Yeah, okay. That's definitely gonna count.
It's the emergency medicine focus that I have, and this is seek out new life and new civilization. Well, there it is, in my hand.
I'm sure the auto doc will be very happy.
Is that what you want to do?
To leave it to die.
That's what I want to do, but I
Well,
have to
it's-
abide by whatever my commanding officer.
Yeah, it is ultimately up to Commander Lorg.
Yeah, grab the injured one.
Okay, done.
And now, are you guys gonna beam away?
Yes.
Yeah, Ask
This is
Captain.
Commander Lorg for the ship. We require beaming up right now. We have one of the local flora, I'm going to call it.
Gardeners.
Captain, do you want to allow them to be back?
I mean, yeah, bring them back.
All right.
No, I'm gonna strand them on the planet forever.
Well, I mean, you could say no. You have to keep investigating.
I don't know why they're even asking me. They should be just asking or telling the transporter chief to beam them back aboard.
Okay, okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, they're already back to the ship before I even realized it. That's captain.
All right. Well, you
Or,
guys.
you know, the report is that we've finished everything and we're coming back, and it's very well, and then they're back. Oh, I heard that.
Yeah.
All right, Lorg. Should I take this creature to the science bay? Maybe science.
Take it to the medbay first off to make sure it doesn't die.
By the way,
Should not be.
this is a new scene, and by the way, this thing is acting like it's panicking. But we're gonna take a quick intermission because I am out of beverage and my throat is getting dry. So let's meet back ASAP. Everyone can do whatever they need to in the intervening time, and yeah, this time hopefully I don't forget to unmute everyone after we come back. All right, we are back with the next scene. Sorry about that, but you know, sometimes, especially on these longer streams, because these tend to go about 2.5 hours, you gotta, you know, take a quick break. However, you guys are back on the ship, and before we get the creature to the med bay, up on the bridge, the communications officer, who I'm not going to name because I'm not bringing in an actual character right now, but the communications officer says, Captain, incoming hail from Klingon Command.
On screen.
Alright, a general appears on screen, and he says, Bora Khol. I hear that you were investigating an alien vessel encountered in the Shackleton Expanse. Is that correct?
Go on.
That's not an answer.
Sure it is.
It's an answer.
I don't see why it wouldn't be an answer.
Well, go on is not an answer. He has to yes or no question. Is that
All right,
correct?
how about this? Nuke Nick.
I want to know if you are actually tracking an alien vessel of unknown origin. That's what I want.
Yes.
Transmit telemetry data from the vessel to my office.
No. Why should I?
Because I just ordered you to.
Who is this talking to me?
It's General something or other.
Of the Klingon Empire?
Yeah.
I thought it was some random guy hailing us.
No, I said it was a general. From Klingon High Command. I just said that. I'll pretend that you didn't forget that.
I miss
He won the battle against the Dominion at Sector 3.
Fine, make
It's
it
a
so.
legend.
Alright. And he says, stand by while we analyze this here. After not very long, he says, Captain, are you aware that this ship is on a trajectory to intercept, or to get to the planet Arbali Prime?
No, why would I be aware of that?
Well, maybe you, I don't know, use your scanners to check its trajectory. But apparently not.
Captain, I would
Our
like to
Bali-
remind you that you did check its trajectory.
What's that?
But you didn't carry it forward, you only
Say
only
that
checked it
again,
backwards.
please, Commander Lord.
I would like to remind you, Captain, that you did in fact check its trajectory. And while I don't remember you going on about its where it was heading, we did check where it came from.
Did that report come to the captain?
I believe so, seeing how you ordered it.
Yeah, you relayed the information too. But you didn't check where it was going, just where it came from.
Yeah, we just checked where it came from.
It would have been trivial to do the latter, though.
But he didn't.
Yeah.
The captain didn't do any of that.
Alright. The general says, Captain, our Bali Prime has been flagged by the Empire for possible future exploitation. If anything on this ship interferes with that possibility, this will be a significant setback to the interests of the Klingon Empire in the Shackleton Expanse. Do you understand?
Very well. Okay. Okay.
Alright. I expect you
What am
to
I supposed
keep...
to do about it?
What I expect you to do is to keep the best interests of the Empire in mind. That's all. And then the transmission cuts out. And I am adding as a directive to this episode, protect the interests of the Klingon Empire on Arbali Prime.
Good call.
Now, we'll switch back to sickbay. So you guys enter sickbay with the creature, and it is still struggling against you, but between the rest of you, it's fine. Like, you guys aren't having a problem with it. But, of course, sickbay is empty.
What? We don't have a random doctor NPC?
Said I also hear Russian music.
Well, what are you guys gonna do in the empty sickbay?
Well, I'm probably gonna first wonder where Commander Cruz is. 'Cause I thought he was.
He's in quarters. He's in on best red, but he's not necessarily always in sickbay.
So he's almost healthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is no NPC doctor?
Oh, there is, but he's not there for a very good reason. You haven't turned him on yet.
That's
Computer
right.
activate doctor.
So what's the correct order to give the computer there, Duke?
I don't remember.
Duke should. He's seen enough Deep Space Nine, or not Deep Space Nine. Sorry, Voyager.
Voyager.
Yeah. So what's the order that you give?
Activate emergency medical hologram.
All right. Well, then of course a balding human male appears and says, "Please state the nature of the medical emergency."
This thing is sick or injured.
What is this
My
thing?
crew brought it back.
It is a living plant.
We need you to see if you can heal it so that
Heal
it
it?
doesn't die, so that we can communicate with it, Doctor.
Oh,
It is a literal flower person.
all right. So he pulls out a Starfleet issue medical tricorder that apparently he has somehow, and he starts scanning it. And let me. I think there's a. Isn't there a scanning sound effect? All right, whatever. That's fine. And so he starts humming.
Oh, okay, that's enough humming. That's enough humming.
And he says, "You want me to save its life? None of these injuries appear life-threatening."
Can you just tend to it then?
I suppose, but I mean, I'm a doctor, not a gardener.
What's the difference?
Well, doctors usually work on animals or various alien analogs to animals, whereas gardeners tend to flora, and I have access to Starfleet medical databases, but not Starfleet botanical databases. Do you know what a doctor is, right?
Negative.
Ooh, I looked like somebody who cares.
Let's see. How maybe I'll say it in Klingon. This is a Klingon ship that I'm on for some reason.
Yes.
Yes. You're being shared right now.
Being shared.
Federation allowed us to use you. It's perfectly normal. Everything's fine.
Well,
I didn't steal you.
to say it in I guess the closest I could come in Klingon would be Kheljich Wijwitjich Bet. Does that help?
Fine.
As far as I can tell, it's gonna be fine.
Can you tell us what it's like? How it can communicate? Can you help us figure out how the thing communicates?
I suppose I could probably find out. You'll need to.
It sounded like there was some I don't know, like we could hear it singing in our brains, not with our ears, but in our brain. So.
All right, I will conduct some scans. I'll be back in a bit. You don't need to stay here with the patient. In fact, your continued presence seems to be distressing it. I will erect a... Wait, does the sickbay have isolation force fields?
It's a Klingon ship, I would think so.
Yeah. All right. He kind of looks around confusedly and says, computer, erect a level 2 isolation force field around bed 2 in the sickbay. He seems unsure if it's going to work, but it does.
Of course.
Does anybody else feel like doing donuts in an archaic tracked vehicle while drinking vodka, Terran drink donuts vodka, and shooting at genocidal maniacs?
I mean, always, but...
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision and say that the Klingon word for vodka is patat chek, which means potato booze.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's the executive decision I've just made. Vodka is patat chek.
That's great. And the reference sheet.
Remind me, and I will.
Okay.
In case anyone who might be watching doesn't know, we have a sort of Klingon language cheat sheet so that you guys can do a little bit of Klingon if you want to. But all right, so you guys, he's going to be doing analysis for a little bit. If you guys want to, you can all convene on the bridge or something and discuss. Because remember, you guys also don't know about the new orders or about Arbali Prime or any of that crap.
Oh, okay. We haven't been to the bridge yet?
No, you went straight to sickbay.
I will go to the bridge and I will go to the con.
Okay, so I'll just assume you all go to the bridge and you debrief the captain on everything that happened. So now Captain Borath knows all about everything that happened, and you guys can take some time to plan what's going to happen next.
How fast is this ship going that we're following?
So it's going. I'll just say this: it's going to get to Arbali Prime in a matter of a few weeks. But again, the forest might be dead in a few days. But there's also something going on where there were clearly insects that you couldn't find, so that might also be a problem.
Again, I suggest Tyranids.
So you guys
Become my running joke.
feel free to confer amongst each other, roleplay, make a plan of action.
Captain, I suggest we try to keep trying to scan the ship, even though we couldn't before, and we couldn't while we were on the ship. I don't know how to learn things from a ship without scanning for it.
Captain, as your security officer and first officer, I will make the suggestion as the last-ditch effort in case we can figure out no way to repair, for lack of a better word, this vessel, to engage weaponry and destroy it before it can reach the planet. We don't know what would happen to the planet if this crashed on it.
We could just destroy its engines if we could figure out what those are.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't seem to have any active engines. It has some solar sails, but you're not sure exactly to what extent those are the main propulsive force. You're not sure how its power systems work. All of this is extremely alien technology. It's not like anything that you or anyone else has encountered. And I'll say this out of character because you guys don't know this, but like it's at least as alien to your technology as like species 8472. Like this is crazy talk technology here.
Yeah.
From a different galaxy.
Yeah.
And it has 10,000-year-old ruins on a 1,000-year-old ship.
That something might be buried on it. No one knows.
Almost certainly, but you guys didn't make it quite into the ruins, so you're not sure. Which actually could be another course of action, is to just go back and go into the ruins. You could even bring Batleths if you want, since now you have momentum.
That might be a good idea.
Now, the general told us to go to the planet. What is it called? Arbali Prime?
Arbali Prime. He didn't technically tell you to go there. He just told you to make sure that the interests of the Klingon Empire are preserved there. Now, here's one thing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to me, so I don't know.
So basically, he wants to make sure. So Arbali Prime, you can look it up in the computer banks if you want. That's a difficulty 0 task. You can roll for it if you want, or we can just assume that you succeed.
Sure, let's assume.
Okay.
Succeeded.
So Arbali Prime is the Federation would call it an M-class planet, although the Klingons don't quite use that classification system, but whatever. It's an Earth-like planet. It has a breathable atmosphere. It's inhabited by a humanoid civilization who are roughly Bronze Age in technology, and they are very peaceful. However, because the world is fairly rich in resources, the Klingon Empire has tagged it for future exploitation. So their current plan is essentially to send down colonies and start, like harvesting resources and whatnot, and bringing the people into the Empire as essentially non-Klingon members. And non-Klingon members don't have quite as many legal
Slaves.
no, they're definitely not slaves. They actually have a fair few rights under the Klingon Empire. Like you can't force them into servitude. You can't just murder them for no reason. but they also don't have like any say in, say, like government policies and whatnot. So they would essentially be a client species. So the Federation, or sorry, the Klingon Empire does not want their ability to occupy and control this planet being ruined. And it's definitely not. I really want to say, like, there are a number of species who've joined the Klingon Empire voluntarily because it also affords them protection from the Klingon Defense Force, which is not nothing.
Oh, definitely. That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are a number of groups who've just been like, hey, Klingon Empire. Well, yeah, we'll join. Sure. Let's do that. So. Now, the Federation doesn't super approve of the lack of, say in the government that all these people get, but on the other hand, some of them actually join voluntarily. And it's actually been a while since the Klingon Empire has actively conquered people. Mostly...
Hey, the Federation isn't perfect either.
No, it is not. So... Oh, hey, Samuel Castro. What's up, everyone?
The Admiral was corrupt.
The night's going pretty well, man. The Admiral might be corrupt, but
Every admiral in Star Trek: The Next Generation is bad. Every one of them.
that's pretty much true. Like Admiral
Maybe
Bicheyev.
like one. That one woman is just mean, but she's not a bad person.
Admiral Bicheyev.
I don't know.
It's actually Nicheyev, but I just go with Bicheyev.
Oh,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh!
that's a little harsh, but
I mean, is it not accurate?
I'm not saying it's not accurate.
Yeah, exactly. She's a gigantic bitch. God, Nicheyev is the worst. But yeah, it's true. Admirals are pretty much always corrupt when it comes to Starfleet. So when you look in the database, though, our Bali Prime is like officially a matter of interest for the Klingon Empire for future occupation. Like they do in fact want to take resources from Arbali Prime and bring the Arbali Prime natives into the Klingon Empire as a client species. Which they may or may not volunteer for, but, you know. So, so I want...
Question. Do you have anything called bug spray?
You could try to synthesize some bug spray, but unless you know what to do with it, it's probably not going to help much. And so I want to point out, so mission directives, and this is something I haven't explained very well to the group, but I'm going to explain it now. And this is for the audience too. Mission directives are sort of like values. You can use a point of determination in order to gain an extra die or do other things that you would normally do with determination based on a value, instead based on the mission directive. So for instance, if you really, really need to get a couple successes on a roll, and you think that this roll ties in directly to the mission directive, you can spend a point of determination, write it down in your log just as if it were a value, and it's basically the same as using a value to get an extra 2 successes on a die roll as a point of determination. You can also challenge the mission directives to gain a point of determination. So if you decide, like, you know what, screw the mission directive, you can say, hey, can I just act against the mission directive and get a point of determination? And if I think that the act that you're taking is in fact challenging the mission directive, I can say yes. So mission directives are basically a shared value that you all gain temporarily. So you now all have essentially the shared value. Do not let this ship interfere with the Klingon Empire's interests on Arbali Prime. So, on the other hand, though, challenging mission directives does count as a dishonorable act. So if you do it, you may have a harder time gaining glory, and you may end up earning shame if, in fact, you fail that check. So it's one of those things. Like there's always a give and take. And it may be that, like, you find that challenging the mission directives is important enough to you based on other aspects of your character or whatever. And, you know, it's not like characters don't challenge mission directives in Star Trek. For instance, remember the episode where the Traveler took Wesley away? Wesley was actively challenging the mission directives in that episode. Because one of the mission directives was, you know, get the population of this planet off the planet and relocate it. And Wesley was just like, nope. But then when Picard took him aside and just berated him for like forever, that was him essentially using a point of determination to stop Ensign Crusher from doing what he was doing. So you can go both ways on that.
Okay.
So, yeah. So,
figure out our next.
well, let's do a quick recap of what you know so far. So, this ship originated from the Large Magellanic Cloud. And it launched about 1,000 years ago. And when it hit the galactic barrier, it was severely damaged. But that explains the damage to the hull, not the damage to the trees. The trees seem to have some separate problem. There are insect noises that you cannot find a source for. And there are insect-like boreholes in the trees that are leaking sap that you also can't find a source for. So something is happening to the force that you cannot currently explain. There was a mound that is apparently a burial mound that has some mythological significance, and it's 10,000 years older than the ship itself. So the ship apparently just contains part of some planet, right? Like it just like took a chunk of the planet and left with it. There's some kind of bioelectric field that can affect your brains to some extent, and it manifests mentally as a song, but you can't really hear it. There may be news from the Doctor coming in soon. You did not quite get to the center of the ruins, but they are still there. And this ship is headed towards Arbali Prime, which is a planet the Klingon Empire has a distinct interest in. And you don't know what will happen to that planet if the ship touches down there. And also, the forest at this current rate won't survive touching down on Arbali Prime either way. But you also don't know what will happen with the ship, because the ship itself is alive. And that is an approximate recap. And at this point, you get there's a little message that comes in, and it says, "Emergency medical hologram to the bridge."
Oh. On screen.
So the EMH Mark 1 appears on screen. He says, who's in charge?" He's looking around.
Borak.
Oh, okay, Captain Borak. The creature seems to be in stable condition, although it was in stable condition when it got here. But all I've really been able to determine is that it seems to communicate via something that's roughly akin to pheromones.
Ooh.
Also,
It's
it's
pheromones expert.
you don't have a pheromones expert, but yes, it's the various flower-like structures that emerge from its cranium, or what passes for a cranium, I suppose. Emit various chemicals, and it seems to be some attempt to communicate. However, it's increasingly agitated. I strongly recommend that we beam it directly back. I can't interpret any of its communications. Oh,
Give it back.
all right. I can't. However, you know who can? Crewman Echol.
All right, go, crewman at home. Go beam it back.
Beam it back.
Corp, you here?
How do I do the thing?
Okay,
Computer.
so you can take a check. It's going to be a let me double check here. We're gonna call this a control engineering check, and it's difficulty 1. And you get to use your focus, because transporters/replicators is a focus of yours.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, not only did you beam it back, you gained a point of momentum.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Actually,
There you go.
Captain, that actually reminds me of an idea. Perhaps we could transport directly into the burial mound? I don't see any way you can block
into the
us.
ground. All right, do it. Transport yourself directly into the ground.
So I'm going to point out the reason that you didn't transport directly into the ruins is because there was high degrees of bioelectric interference. It's going to be pretty difficult, and if you fail, you might end up stuck in solid rock.
That's a bad idea.
So beaming directly into a mound is a bad idea?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially when there's high degrees of sensor interference, which is why you couldn't transport there in the first place.
Why don't we just EMP the whole thing and then
Should
do
we
it?
take a shuttle to directly underneath the ground?
Well, there are no docking ports on the ship, so a shuttle would essentially have to blast its way through in order to get there, which would depressurize the whole thing, which... if you want to genocide an entire species, it's a good way to go. But the Klingons aren't usually big on genocide. I'm just going to point that out.
Captain, I suggest we ask the doctor if he can create some kind of artificial pheromones to match the pheromones that he saw on the alien being.
Make it so.
Okay.
All right.
So you ask, and
Ensign Gensen to. He told me to make it so.
to emergency medical hologram.
Yeah. So Ensign Gensen to emergency hologram. Can you create some artificial pheromones?
Yes, I can, but also, could someone, after I do that, come back to sickbay and deactivate me? I would rather not just be on for the rest of however long until someone comes back.
Captain, can I
Do
give
something useful for us and we'll deactivate you.
Captain, can I give the doctor permission or the ability to deactivate itself whenever it wants to?
Only if you think that the doctor has earned that privilege.
All right. Now,
Doctor is shown to be quite useful.
I will point out, Captain, while I can replicate the chemicals that are used in communication by the creature, I can't guarantee that I'll have the full repertoire, nor do I have a way to translate these chemical signals into any meaningful phrases or anything. I don't know how the chemicals are used specifically to communicate. So I won't be able to give you like a translation algorithm or anything.
So, Captain, my idea is if we get the pheromones on us, it might allow us to be down there without being attacked.
It could also just be that you unexpectedly release an alarm pheromone that makes you be attacked even more.
Oh, good.
The sample we've got isn't the sample the med doc has isn't the greatest set of most peaceful words.
So
we don't want to spray ourselves with "fuck you aliens, you never take me alive."
What if we spray them with it?
Then they'll attack each other.
What if you
I mean,
spray
if
the
we-
aliens with, like, I don't know, what do those humans use? Like Old Spice?
Lavender?
Old Spice.
Deodorant spray or something?
Yeah. Old
See what
Spice
happens
body wash?
then.
Power.
Or we could just beam it back right away. Did we already do that?
Yeah, you already beamed it back.
Wait,
Corporal
Beam some
Anon
Old
beamed it
Spice
back.
down to them and see what happens.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that you don't currently really have Old Spice's chemical composition.
We're out of Old Spice.
Yeah, you're out of Old Spice.
Yeah, that was lost
We'll,
in the.
we'll pick some up the
Corporate
next time
Wars.
we stop by. Or,
You've got Irish Spring, but don't worry, it'll just give you a bad rash.
Oh, I feel that. Yeah, the Old Spice recipes were lost in the corporate war. So, yeah.
I mean, let's just say this: the eugenics war of the 1990s weren't kind to Old Spice. Because you remember, Star Trek is not actually just sci-fi; it's also alternate history at this point.
Yeah. Eugenics war, that's what I was looking for.
fine by me.
Yeah.
That's when
look-
Khan became Super Hitler and genocided like half the planet.
Yeah, and there was an entire genetically engineered army of Terry Crews. It's pretty terrifying.
That does sound terrifying, actually. Although I gotta say, Terry Crews is like one of the most wholesome celebrities in the entire world. I love Terry Crews.
Yeah, they fought Khan, but you know.
Like a real quick thing was, I remember at one point, there was this woman who was trying to get like a custom credit card, and she wanted Terry Crews looking angry on the cover so that she would feel bad about spending money and she would save money. And the credit card company said that she needed his permission. So she tweeted about this. And he immediately said, "You have my permission." And so she got the credit card because she showed them the tweet. And I was like, you know what? Terry Crews, that is amazing. And I appreciate that to a degree that is really high. So, yeah, Terry Crews is the best.
Yes.
But, yeah, an army of genetically modified Terry Crews' super soldiers would, yes, be horrifying.
Look, they
Just imagining, like, walking down the street doing that alternate tech flexing. Does it show off?
But, alright, so, you have some options here, guys. So, one thing is, you could just try to destroy this, but, again, this is a unique life form, you're here to explore, so it would essentially countermand one of your constant mission mandates, which is that you're here to explore, seek out new life, new civilizations, find undiscovered things. So that's one of your main focuses here, because the Klingon Empire is hurting after the Dominion War. You need to discover new things that the Klingon Empire can use to help itself rebuild, because it has been severely damaged. So, I mean, attack is an option. You could also beam back down and go back into the ruins and see what else you can learn. You could go off to Arbali Prime and see if you can do anything there, although since you already have the survey information from that and whatnot, it's not clear what you could do from there. I guess you could also just leave, but that seems like a really bad option.
Yes.
Well, why don't we just blow it up?
So one of the reasons is because that would be at least somewhat... So that's a potential genocide, is one of the big reasons there.
Also, it's, 10 kilometers? That's going to take a long time.
There is that.
We gotta protect that planet. General What's-His-Nuts ordered us to.
Well, you have several days until it gets there. So it's not urgent at this point.
Why don't we push it off to the side so that it misses?
Didn't you say weeks before?
I don't know what I said. You've got plenty of time.
Let's just push it off to the side. Let's just use a tractor beam and alter its trajectory now while it's far away.
Well, it is currently under some kind of powered direction.
And when our tractor beam pulls it to a different direction, we'll see what its trajectory is.
Okay. You want to lock on transport, or... what is it? No, I can't think. The beam.
Tractor beam.
Tractor beam. Yeah, that's what you just said.
Right.
Yeah, I do want to do that.
Okay.
Locking tractor beam.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They start shooting at us?
Yeah.
Alter their course, at least we'll learn something.
So, you
hail them, right? Like, no one ever responded, right?
Yep. So you lock on tractor beams.
I mean, what other options do we have? Yeah, let's do it.
So you lock on tractor beams, and the ship itself, having much more mass than yours, and also apparently, somewhat mysteriously, having a propulsion system that you don't understand, actually ends up starting to shake your ship, and it's starting to become more than the inertial dampeners can easily handle. And so you're doing that sort of Star Trek shuffle, where you're knocking back and forth.
Captain, I don't think this is a good idea.
How long can we sustain this roller coaster experience?
Well, if we continue to attempt this for another 17 or so minutes, I believe our ship will quite literally be snapped in half. Engineering opinions?
Sir,
I don't want to break
Helm's
anything,
not
but
responding, sir. Helm's not responding.
Helm is not responding. Take a drink.
Alright,
I mean,
disable
I'm on
tractor
booty.
beam.
Tractor beam disabled.
Alright, tractor beam is disabled. So
Helm is back responding now.
it looks like tractor beam is probably not going to be able to make you completely alter the course of the ship.
I mean...
What if we move the planet?
I mean... I will just tell you now, you do not have time to significantly alter the orbit of the planet. Also, the ship is under some kind of conscious control, so it's actually possible that even if you did move the planet, it would just readjust course.
Maybe we should
Or,
go down there.
you know what? Captain, maybe we should just go with what Ensign Gens suggested earlier and blow open that burial mound.
Well, you have days. You could still investigate again. And if you remember, it's not like the creatures were tough, but they also weren't exactly very like they were tough in terms of taking damage, but they also weren't exactly super threatening. Like, did anyone take damage from that fight?
No, actually.
Exactly. So they're not exactly a huge threat, and you guys could
Why don't we
like
go back and just walk around them?
yeah. So and here's another thing, you guys could hold a feast, gain some momentum, spend some of it on getting like disruptor rifles or batleths, and be able to just absolutely wreck face if it comes to it.
But what do you say, Corporal? Well, shall we have a feast?
Why not?
Yeah,
All right.
The finest jerky.
Absolutely. So let's well, this is consent to the captain. Captain, you want to hold a feast?
Yes.
Do you want to do some a blood wine?
Do I? Please and thank you.
You want to dip into that that blood wine stash that you got from Narendra Station?
Do we have any left?
Sure, you do.
We have some left, yes.
Yeah, I just said you do because of reasons.
I thought we finished it off. Let's finish it off then.
All right.
Forward!
All right. Give me a second. I'm gonna make sure that I get the rules right. So I'm still not super familiar with all the feast rules because it only comes up at most once an episode, so it's a bit of a weird thing.
Captain, we don't have any Coke left for.
Okay.
We only have Pepsi.
So let's see. Okay, so you guys have a short scene which you can roleplay in the ship's galley with as much of the crew as you want. Whatever, lots of people are there. The ship's cook, crewman Echul, has cooked up her best gach and slaughtered a targ, and maybe there's some pipiush pach and some various foods are available. Maybe ilchab, blood pie. I love that blood pie. And so if anyone wants to stand up and give a toast or anything, feel free. And then once we feel like we have successfully role-played that, I will let Corporal Anon actually roll 3 challenge dice.
Oh, okay.
I've got to say, crewman, this is the best charred target I've ever had.
You're welcome. And what did you want me to roll?
3 challenge dice. So there's the challenge dice, and type in 3. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Can you do that?
Yeah, I think the challenge dice are a bit broken.
What did I do wrong?
I don't think you did anything wrong.
The challenge dice are kind of broken on some of the
Try it again. Okay, that makes
There
sense.
you go.
Okay. So you guys gain momentum, but I also gain a threat because of that effect rolled. Because the captain got everyone a little bit drunk, so now you guys are going back down a little bit tipsy.
I do not get tipsy.
All right. So, well done, ship's cook. You successfully had a nice little feast there, but it was a little bit double-sided there.
Worth it.
I mean, yeah. Maybe it was.
Can't believe we only have Pepsi.
So, you guys beam back aboard. Give me a second while I work on the whole audio thing.
Wait. Beating back away? We didn't get any our choices?
Well, I'm assuming it's the same away party, unless you tell me it's not.
I actually want to ask Bent if he could bring his main character along.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so
Also Batless.
Lieutenant Clang. All right, yeah. So I'll let you have Batless, do you also want disruptor rifles?
Disruptors were kind of useless actually last time.
They're
Just batlets.
batless. All right. So I reduced your momentum by 1. You're now all equipped with batlets, and you're back there. Lieutenant Klang is not there, but Captain Borath is.
Alright, let's go explore the ruins.
Okay. So, the crumbling ruins are shrouded in dense foliage and almost completely covered by the forest canopy. A massive tangle of roots and vines envelops the stonework. Trees twist and entwine themselves into cracks and grow around the structure. In the central courtyard, an ancient temple. In the central courtyard of an ancient temple, an enormous tree grows. It's some 120 or so meters tall. It reaches heights far beyond those of its brethren. What do you guys want to do?
Let's go look at the tree, see if we can climb it,
Yeah.
scan it.
All right,
Only the
so
greatest warriors could climb this.
So you guys do a quick scan, and you find out that it's approximately 10,000 years old. So its age is similar to those of the ruins, not the ship.
It's
You
like
also
somebody
see-
took this-
Sorry, go ahead.
It's like someone took a chunk of a planet that's really old and put it on a ship and is sending it towards that other planet.
Arbali Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the tree has a humanoid face and the fingers of one hand curled and grasping at nothing. Dark wavy lines in the bark splay out like hair from the face.
High five the hand.
So
Not a bad idea.
as you approach, the tree sort of wakes up, and the eyes of the face open and blink, and the music of the forest changes a bit.
Okay.
Captain, do you want to take this?
What?
Greet me.
Can't
You
hear
want to go greet?
I can't hear what you're saying.
He's asking if you want to go greet it.
Can we high five the hand? I want to high five the hand.
I suggest. Ensign Gensen
Hey,
to go high five the hand.
Hello, this is Torg.
The tree answers, "Hello."
Alright, we woke it up. Great. Sorry to wake you up from your slumber. Hey, what's going on here? Are you trying to destroy this planet? Or are you just moving there? Or what?
We are returning to our origin.
Oh, returning. Okay, are you going to be killing everyone who lives there? Or can you all, like, get along in harmony and peace?
We have no intention to kill everyone, but we are not sure that we can make it.
Well, do you need some help, maybe? Maybe we can use our tractor beam to push you along a little quicker, a little faster. Alright, I think you fell asleep.
There's something infecting us, and we don't know if we can fight it off, even if we get to the planet in time.
Maybe we could ask for a sample of this.
Please, dear, please. You could hear something. I didn't know what it was.
Alright, so you guys notice, by the way, that there are gardeners just outside the ruins, and they're all stomping at the ground. And as that happens, there are a number of clicking noises that happen, rising from the forest floor. It's like the guardians are squashing insects, except you still can't see them.
Maybe we just wait and see what happens. Let's just wait.
I wanna ask the tree person something.
Okay?
I'm just gonna call this Treebeard. Is that cool?
What's your name, Tree?
I'm the first tree.
Lord. His name is the first tree. Or neighborhood, or at least, I don't know.
Greetings, First Tree. I have a question. What is it that endangers you?
It is difficult to explain. Give me 1 second. I have to do a random thing here.
The tree is doing a random thing.
All right, so the tree looks towards Ensign Gensen and says, "You, in order to explain properly, you enter this seed pod, and a purple stalk opens. It will allow us to link at a neurological level."
Nice. I'm gonna ask permission from my captain. Can I enter this pod?
Heck yeah, you can.
Yes. All right. I'm walking over. I'm putting my feet in the pod.
Nice knowing you.
I'm in the pod. Pod Gorn.
All right. So, are you going to resist at all?
No, never.
Okay. So the
Got new
seed,
life and new civilization.
the seed pod closes around you, and the little hairs at the tips of each side of the seed pod start vibrating back and forth. And then, as the seed pod opens, it steps out. Or sorry, you step out, and beyond your control, you start saying, "I am the oldest in the cycle from the first. What you see is all that remains of a once vast and beautiful forest, the last of our kind. You invade our ark, murder us, demons from the void, parasites all! Even now your servants continue to harvest our spirit. We feel them burrowing ever deeper in our life force. There is a word for this in your barbarian tongue. Genocide."
So... these plants are mad that humanoids ate them.
So it would seem. However, Ensign Gensen is now aware that what the what the gardeners are attempting to do is stomp on something that you can now see. They're insectoid creatures, and they have arched exoskeletons and 2 antennae that swoop back almost to the very end of their bodies, and they have pairs of sharp teeth in circular mouth parts that protract and retract below the their face, and crescent-shaped eyes.
Are they phased and cloaked?
They are phased, yes.
Ah.
Captain, perhaps we should
Wait,
make some
you don't know about
rather
this yet. Duke Ensign Gensen may relate this.
Okay, so Captain, I'm seeing these insects, and they're phased and cloaked, or maybe not cloaked, just phased. But I can see them now, and I seem to recall this happening on a Federation ship once, and they had a solution for it. I just don't remember what that solution was. We may want to look into that.
What happened on this Federation ship?
They had insects that were phased on the crew's bodies, and they were somehow draining their life force, but they were able to figure out how to attack these phased insects, aliens.
Oh, didn't they have an android that was dreaming about stabbing people?
The android did commit a couple of...
Yeah, so there was a cellular peptide thing was going on. So
Yeah, I
scan for
suggest-
cellular peptide stuff.
Okay. I will scan for cellular.
With mint frosting.
All right. So as you scan, you detect intermittent life sign readings that appear as blips or sensor ghosts for brief moments that correspond to where you can see these insects. You can spend some momentum on on more information, but also the highly charged bioelectric field from this area has flooded the area with negative ions, and as a result, ozone has built up in the air. But these are not harmful. But you do get an acrid odor.
I think we should have the science officer try to.
Well, you can just straight up spend 1 or 2 points on momentum to just get some info.
Do it.
Let's spend a point of momentum to get.
All right.
How much momentum do we have?
You have 3.
We have all of it.
Because I think we should save it for all of our rolls that we're going to make.
Well,
Yeah, the saving throw would be good.
you could also pay threat if you want to save momentum.
So I would suggest we have our science officer try to, knowing now that what these insects are, try to scan them and figure out a way to destroy them.
I like the idea, but your science officer isn't here anymore.
What? Where did he go?
Instead of the science officer, the captain beamed down.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can probably do a.
But I'll tell you what, a scan is a reason science task.
Okay, reason science.
Who's good at that?
That's the engineer.
Yeah, that's the
crap.
engineer. I'm 7-1. The engineer's got to be better. But don't.
Okay. Does anyone want to assist?
We're gonna use momentum. That was the whole.
I'll let you use a momentum point if you want to.
I think we should use. Well, what difficulty is this? Is this still
2.
difficulty 3?
It's difficulty 2.
now.
Yeah.
Well, who's better than 7-1 in reason science? Nobody.
I'm 8-1. No, 9-1.
Well, before you decide who's going to assist, Dakota, do you want to spend momentum to get an extra die?
Sure.
Alright, you can roll 1 extra die. Alright, you have succeeded, but someone else may also roll.
Yeah, I think our captain, unless Lord has better reason science.
Botra Hod? You want to go for it? Alright, well, you didn't help. However, you did succeed. So, the negative ions that are being released by the bioelectric field are somehow protecting the the trees within the bioelectric field. And if you want to spend 1 point of momentum, I can give you the final point of information that doesn't require you to ask any specific questions.
Yes, please.
Okay. The sensor blips are life forms that exist in a state of hyperacceleration. In normal time, these aliens are invisible to instruments and people, perceptible only as a hum of insects. Exposure to the negative ion slows down their physiology and renders them visible. They appear and disappear in a flicker until their bodies adjust to normal time. So they're not technically time accelerated, but they're like that. They're just so fast that they don't normally appear.
Yeah, that's a different episode of
They're just
The
so
old
quick.
series, right?
They're too fast.
the original series.
Yeah.
So now you know.
Synchronize our time with their time.
Well, it might be easier to synchronize.
Knock it off.
It might be easier to synchronize your time with theirs by flooding the whole area with ions. However, we are coming up on a break time, so you guys have discovered something new about this whole situation, and we're gonna call it here. We're gonna pick back up after you guys have discovered what is ailing the forest. It is these strange insect-like creatures that are out of phase with time, and they're just hyper accelerated so that you just normally can't see them. However, you can slow them down with these negative ions. So perhaps when we come back, you guys can try various ways to fix this problem.
Next time on House of Torg.
Yeah, exactly. Next time on House of Torg.
Maybe we can modify a battle. Who knows?
So,
Invert the shield projectors.
yeah, and what if you invert the flux of the neutrino field?
Get a
Wait, do you
giant
have
There's things we could try.
negative ion pesticide.
All right, but
Do
anyway,
we have a deflector shield?
All right,
Fair enough.
we're gonna get ready to get going here, but I want to say thank you to everyone who is watching and has watched, and anyone who watches in the future. Remember, there is a playlist with all these videos, so you can go catch up on everything else that has happened. Yeah, I've had fun. I hope everyone else has had fun. But we're gonna call it for the night, and we will continue with part 2 a week from now. And yeah, hopefully the crew of the IKS Sorpuq vaHbo can figure out what is wrong. And I will see everyone next week, hopefully. Say bye, everybody.